Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Tui, from Tui & Co. So I was coming home from Vietnam, flying through Taipei, thinking, what am I going to do for Gingerbread House this year? I saw the building Taipei 101, so I think, why not do that? But you know, it's kind of hard because it's a whole glass building just to do it in solid gingerbread. So I thought, maybe I'll do it in sugar this year. So I had to go around and find the rubber mold that's like sugar safe, that's food safe, so it's not toxic. So we found that, and then we ended up making positive pieces of what we were going to build out of plastic. And I cut little windows out and all that, so that way when we molded it, right, we would get the negative, and then we pour sugar into it, we'd end up getting a positive, and then we could take food safe ink and just sort of roll on top of it. And that way all the columns and the would be painted and the windows would stay clear. So that was a whole new challenge and a lot of fun. Again, the only sugar sculpture that I've ever done prior to that was zero. And I watched, I think, the Food Network and sugar sculpture and cake building contests. So in a lot of these gingerbread projects, what I do is employ my friends. Free labor is great. You know, after the gingerbread, I always make them do like Gucci bags and Chanel this and that, you know, make a little extra money. But for the Taipei 101s, we're dealing with sugar, you know, and we're not perfect at getting the temperature right. To keep the sugar pieces from melting after they sort of solidified, I left all my windows open, so my house was freezing, like freezing. This is the Bay Area back then, so you know, wintertime, it's cold. And so I had a large table like this, and I had all my pieces laid out, and we actually made extra because, you know, they're easy to break. It's like glass, right? Assembling it, I had, again, made a base, and then I put a dowel in the center and just sort of wrap lights around it. And for the different layers, because there's like 11 layers, 7 layers within the building, right? We sort of put these L frames and we put a little piece of gingerbread so that actually hold the sugar pieces. And this way I could then, quote unquote, really say, it's a gingerbread house, but it's really a sugar sculpture. Putting it together, all you do is you just torch the sides, remelt the sugar and just stick it together, and then we just took air and made it solid. This building ended up being about 5'4", and it looked beautiful. It was great. We had all the lights flashing. We had used extra pieces for the mall down there. And then at the very end, what happens is I invite kids to come over and like have fun decorating with all different candies and whatnot. It just becomes sort of like a Christmas centerpiece for fun. We wanted to keep it as long as possible, but you know, we had to close the windows at some point, otherwise we'd freeze to death. And sugar is like molasses, it just slowly starts bending off and like peeling away and whatnot. And we'd be working on our computer because, you know, gotta work. And all of a sudden there'd be a big bang and pieces would fall off and it would just like shatter like glass. At a certain point, Taipei 101 didn't look like Taipei 101. It just looked like it survived a nuclear war.